Hello, everyone. My name's Cash Miller. I'm the host of Emerging Brands Franchises on the Rise. I'm also the CEO of Titan Media Worx, a podcast production company. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to be talking about garages because garages are a big thing. There's been so much construction over the last decade. There's a lot of homes that have gone up all over this country. I've got with me Jaime Esquivel. He's with Hello Garage. Jaime, great to have you on. Tell us a bit about yourself and what Hello Garage is.
Yeah. Hey, Cash, thanks for having me on. Yeah. Hello Garage. We are a brand that goes into garages and we make clean, organized spaces. That's exactly what we're out there to do. So we have proprietary storage solutions to help customers make sure that their garages are spick and span. I mean, think about it. Most garages are the junk drawer of America's houses. People are just stuffing things in them, really. And to be quite honest, they're also the new front door. I mean, how many people actually walk in through their front door? I'd like to say less than 20% of people are going in through the front door. So you park in the garage, you get out, you walk in through the door there. Wouldn't it just be nice for it to be clean, organized, and just another living space that just gives you more opportunities in your house, right? That's square footage that isn't being used. And that's what we're here to do, help customers realize their dream garages.
Yeah, I can testify to that. You're right about both things. It is, it becomes this like cluttered mess. I can't fit a car in my garage, and we've got a 2-car garage. So, because there's so many things that we've got going on, kids are using it for and things. But then also, you're right about the new front door, because ours is literally that. And I've seen other families and stuff, like it's open all day. Because because we're constantly going in and out and everything, and it's ridiculous. And you just like I say, you're showing off this entire mess to the whole world. But hey, it is what it is. But you guys are solving that problem, right?
Absolutely, yes, we are. We've done a lot of research. We actually are experts in the concrete field. Hello Garage is born out of an enterprise that's approaching $500 million on the other side of our business. We do basement waterproofing, concrete repair, lifting and leveling of concrete. And through that, we've had plenty of experience in this world, over 48 years of experience understanding concrete and just how to protect it and what really goes into it, what affects it. And really, dealing in people's driveways and sidewalks and walkways and foundations, it was kind of the logical next step in the expansion of our business. People were asking, hey, is there anything you can do for our garage? Yeah, sure. Actually, there is. We did the research back there and we found products that help create those dream garages, solutions that our customers were looking for.
Well, that's really great. So you guys have another business, and then this was born of that to get into the franchise space because of everything you'd seen on the other side, and that sounds like it's a really successful business model as well. So let's talk about, okay, in which case, since this is something that's born of something else, like how long has Hello Garage been around? What's the growth been like? How many franchisees? Things like that. So like really, because you guys are really up and coming. So what does it look like so far, that journey?
Yeah, absolutely. So we started in 2019. We were kicking around the idea like, hey, what is it going to take to get into a garage? And we're not really big fans of doing it the cheap way or doing it simply. We like being that premium product, the premium option. It's just kind of what we do. You want to make sure that you're taking care of people the right way, and using lesser products just isn't the way we do it. So we had to do a ton of research. We used our in-house engineers. They kicked around a few different products, epoxies, MMAs, polyureas, polyurethanes. And then we settled on a product called polyaspartic, right? And this is a product that, if you get a little technical here, is aliphatic, which means it's UV stable. UV doesn't affect it. And it just happens to be the best product out there in the market. Anyway, we settled on that in 2019. Started selling a few jobs here in Lincoln, Nebraska, just trying to see, Omaha, Nebraska, trying to see if this would be something that would work out, if the market was there for it. And sure enough, even with COVID happening, people wanted this product. And in fact, more so during COVID. So we started franchising in 2020, right in the midst of COVID, opened up our first 7 franchises. And we just kind of gave it that test run. Turns out people really want garages that are clean and organized. So since then, it's only been about 4 years, 3 years of actually franchising and selling these businesses. We've opened 45 locations over 28 states, installed something like 147 territories. So massive growth.
Right. Yeah, that is like that's really good growth. In which case, that's like got you poised for even more though, because you've got so many people buying in, so fast. I mean, it's obviously a proven system. So let's talk about how those franchisees are doing, because it's like I say, because of that growth itself, what does the business model for them look like, and what kind of sales can they achieve, over time as they get established?
Yeah, yeah. So a normal organizational chart for a franchisee of ours, especially when they're starting out, is going to look quite simple. It can be 3 to 4 people. Really, you're going to have the owner, and we really look for people who are going to be owner operators because they just have the passion, right? The buy-in, and people really can just attest to their concern for the community and what they're trying to do there. So it really works out if you have that owner operator who is doing sales. And our salesperson is called a garage guru. So you normally start with a garage guru, and then you have your 2 installers, a lead installer and a second installer. And those comprise our dream team, or the installation team. So if you've got that owner operator who's selling, and then you have your two dream team members, then it's a 3-man team. Now, if you want to operate as a general manager, that's fine. You're the GM, you have your guru or salesperson, and then you have your 2 installers or your dream team, and it's a 4-man operation. And that's all you need to start. So you move from there, and as you continue to scale and grow, you're really looking to add another salesperson and then another couple of installers. And as you do that, you can expect about $1 to $1.2 million per dream team, per installation crew.
Wow, that's really solid. So you can, per group, you said $1.2 million eventually?
Yeah, 1 to 1.2. Really, we're looking to install about $25,000 a week, and that's a 2-man team doing 5 days a week worth of work. And we've got plenty of ways to incentivize them and make that a reality.
So how much does the average job cost then? If you're saying 25,000, per week or whatnot. So what is the average job when somebody hires them? What do they got to pay?
Yeah, so the item 19 on our FDD has that information on there. The average cost of a job is about $5,600 per job.
Okay. So 5 jobs. So it sounds like it's kind of an all day thing if you're trying to achieve that, but to get, so you're going to do like 1 job per day, roughly on average, depending on the size.
Yeah, roughly on average. We can knock out a 600 square foot garage. That's a little bit of an oversized 2-car garage, probably about 6 hours. And then you add a couple of pieces of storage, you add another hour and a half of work. I mean, it's an 8-hour day. Some people do it a little bit quicker. They're done by 3 p.m.
So getting those jobs, what does the marketing support side, look like? What do these guys got to do to get their name out? What kind of support does the franchisor offer, to really spread the word? Because that's some significant sales that you're achieving.
Yeah, absolutely. So we partner with an outside company who's helped us in other arms of our business before. This company does online digital marketing for us. Now, they're a vendor of the actual franchisee, so they own that relationship. We've just partnered with them. So we have a little bit of leverage in having that conversation with them if things need to be said. But additionally to that, we have marketing coaches here in-house who work directly with our franchisees to help them understand what their spend is doing, how much money really needs to be put in there, what their marketing mix is, and just what an overall strategy might look like. Really, we help them put together not only a PPC program, but social media, online contractor referrals. So those would be like your Angie's List, your home advisors. We help them find home shows, and sometimes our coaches even go out and help run home shows with them directly in their markets.
Okay. So I always like to ask the question because with any business, you're scaling it up, it takes a bit of time. So what's the typical, I guess, time frame to get to where this business is just break even, because you're going to hire these people up front. You're going to have 3-4 people because you got to have them as soon as you get that first job, you're going to need them. So how long does it take to get to the point where you're at least, not continuously putting money in? Let's say you're breaking even, you're about to turn that profit.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those questions where it's a typical answer. I'll say it varies, right? But I tell you that the main denominator here is going to be how well are you producing in sales? Because sales solves all problems. If you don't have a guy out there or a girl getting the jobs for your team to actually install and put into the ground, then it becomes a little bit difficult. We've had people turn over a profit, not even just break even within the first about 5 months. I've had some people who take 16, 17, 18 months to get to that point, right? It just really depends on how quickly they're able to get those sales in the door so that we can start installing.
Okay. And so if you want to like this rock star salesperson on your team, is there anything that from the franchisor side that you're doing that helps you find that person? Because, like I said, really good salespeople can be hard to find, so is there anything special you're doing to be able to attract them or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a few different things. I think the first one is that we have a partner with an applicant tracking system to help us at least start hitting the major job boards rather quickly. This partner of ours, you get set up and you start putting ads out there. It's 18 major job boards right off the bat, LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, Monster, all of that, just to get people start coming in through the door. Along with that, we have a set of interview guides that have dedicated questions along with probing questions with them, as well as understanding of what you're trying to seek out through the answers that those applicants are giving you. So we have really in-depth interview guides. And we also recommend the use of what's called a DISC 12DF profile. So it's a DISC 12 driving forces profile. And we have all that information stored here. We have an HR coach who helps analyze some of that information. Our business coaches are quite adept at analyzing that as well. And then, sometimes we may even go out there and just help you understand what those interviews look like. Maybe give you feedback on your interviewing process to help you see if what you're doing is actually bringing in the right people.
That's actually really interesting because, the a lot of franchisees, they don't focus on the HR element as much as it sounds like you guys are. And, really having, because hiring people can be a bit hit and miss. So things, like using the DISC profile, that's beneficial because you can really find, because you're going to figure out from the franchisor's point of view, you'll have helped hire so many people. You'll be able to see who is really successful, why, things like that. So it helps refine the process. Whereas that franchisee just starting, they're not even sure what they're looking for, but you've got that figured out for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, we've been doing this for 48 years. The other side of our business is quite successful. All the tools that we've brought over to the franchise to Hello Garage, this model, are tried, true, tested, proven time and time again. And so what we're doing is we're just kind of tweaking them a little bit to fit what we need in this franchise model. And we're sharing all the information we've gained over decades to make sure that the people we bring in have everything they need to be successful.
I think that part's interesting too, because you've got, well, the franchise side is newer. It part of the reason it's seeing such explosive growth is you were able to bring over and establish proven systems and put them into the business model to make it work. Whereas a lot of franchises that are younger in how long they've been doing it, they're still figuring some of that stuff out.
Absolutely. We hang our hat on the fact that we are coaches and trainers of people in business. We've learned that on the other side of our business, Portworx. We've done it again, decades, and we're just bringing all of that information over. But along with that, we've also got some technology. In-house, we have a coding team, a software team that actually creates some of the software that we utilize. One of those products is called GarageView. So it's proprietary to us. Nobody else has it. And it's sales software that our teams can utilize to educate the customer and show them, even in a 3D rendering model, exactly what their garage is going to look like while presenting them with all the information they need to understand why polyaspartic is far superior to other solutions you may run into, epoxies, polyureas, all of that. And that's just one of the ways that we bring that information we've gained and over the decades into this business.
Well, that's really good. So let's talk training. What does it take? What's the training process look like for new franchisees? How long does it take them to get through that? And also for employees, because you're starting with a team, unlike, they say a lot of businesses, sometimes it's just the owner initially, and then, they hire employees later. But in this model, you've got to have some people right from the get-go, because as soon as you've got that first job, they're put to work.
Yeah, absolutely. So our mission here is to champion contractor success through genuine relationships and radical support. And I truly do think that our support is radical. And I think our training definitely displays that. When you get started as a franchisee, say you sign the papers today and we're ready to go, you're going to come to Omaha, Nebraska, and you're going to be a part of what we call HG 101. It's a 5-day class on all things operational when it comes to running a Hello Garage business. You get a little bit of installation, you get a lot of sales, and then you see all the other gears of the business as well. Accounting, HR, leadership training, all of that is included in the HG 101. So that's just that first part. Once you actually get back to your home base and you're starting to get things developed, you're going to have training from our marketing coaches who are going to walk you through the relationships you have and what it is to market and what it is to be out and create brand awareness in your area. And then from there, you're going to get out and do sales. Our sales coaches will actually be with you for that first week, and they'll walk side by side on every single sales appointment, giving you feedback, doing role plays, analyzing what's going on, and then giving you that information back in a way that can be easily digested so you can have actionable items out of that. That's the sales piece. Then you've got to eventually start doing production or installation. Our production coach team will actually go out and work side by side for an entire week with your installation team so that they can teach them everything they need to know. Now, those are going to be the main pieces of it. We also have optional training that's always available. One of the first ones that we offer is that your production team will actually fly out to Omaha prior to their first week of installation and work with our crews here, who I'll tell you what, man, there's some bad boys out there. They can get these floors in real quick, but they'll show them the way, and they get to work alongside of the experts who've been doing this for many years. We have monthly sales boot camps that are virtual, so you don't ever have to leave your home base. You can attend those virtually and then get out and do some sales that same day. We also have core sales training, which you can come out here to Omaha at any point in time as a refresher, or in case you have some turnover, maybe you're trying to get a new guy trained, you can get out here and do that core sales training. That's about 4 days as well. We have weekly production trainings. We have weekly sales and production calls. I mean, we are all over trying to make sure that anything you guys as franchise need, we are able to offer. And then, that's the training piece. There's always a phone call that you can make to any one of your coaches, your business coach, your sales coach, your marketing coach. We're always available.
I think that's a real differentiator. Like everybody, has training, of course, but the level you guys are going to is it's like over the top. I mean, between the things that you're going to, that you have to do and also the additional optional, stuff that you can do. I mean, you guys are really taking the training side seriously. And the more training any franchisee has, the better the odds of them being successful.
Oh, absolutely. And, all of this training, it all culminates in an annual summit that we have, the Hello Garage Summit here in Omaha, where we bring everybody together from across the nation. They come, they meet here, they network. And sure, there's some good food and there's some good parties, but there's also 3 days of full-on training breakouts for every person in your business. So it's not just for owners. It's not just for general managers. You bring in your dream teams, you bring in your salespeople, and we have dedicated sessions specifically for them. So we are, like I said, we hang our hat on training. We hang our hat on coaching. It is what we do, and we do it well.
Yeah, I gotta say, like I say, that part's really impressive. The number of different people that are coaching you on an ongoing basis to all the different, kinds of training sessions, I don't know, as a franchisee, if you're not successful under that system, it's definitely not going to be the system. Yeah. Is would be the problem. So,
we have the proven models out there for you. We have step-by-step instructions on how to do an install. If you can't get a hold of somebody, we have quick reference guides that literally tell you what screw goes where. It does make it real simple.
Let's talk products for a second, because you mentioned earlier some of the coatings and things that you're doing, because for one, you're doing the garage floors often, but you're also doing the storage systems as well. So what does that totally look like? They're buying everything through the franchisor. There's particular vendors for that kind of stuff, and how much product are you buying over the course of a year?
Yeah. So you are buying product directly from us. We either source or have manufactured the products that we're selling. So all of it's proprietary, even our storage solutions. In fact, that's probably one of the biggest differentiators when it comes to the storage side. We have the only contract or license, I guess you'd call it, in the United States to be able to sell residentially the storage products that we do. You may be familiar with, say, Target, Walmart, big box stores like Home Depot. They've got their heavy duty commercial shelving where they showcase all of their products. It's from a company called Lozier, and they just happen to be located here in Omaha, Nebraska. And they just happen to be best friends with the owner of Thrasher and Hello Garage. So it's a really nice relationship that they've got because we offer the most durable, rugged solutions that you can put in your garage. And the truth is, we cater to people who are trying to use their garage for garage reasons, right? These aren't melamine or MDF or what we would call fancy kitchen cabinets you put in your garage. These are storage solutions where you can throw a bag of fertilizer on there. You can toss a wheelbarrow up on your slat wall. These are things that it's for the person who's trying to use their garage. I mean, we put 1,000 pounds of weight on a single shelf and it doesn't budge. You can't say that about any other product out there.
You can drive.
That's, that part's really important because a lot of people with their garages, you see more and more, home development, or home improvement projects and things like that going on. So there's a lot more stuff. That's like, I got 3 dogs at home, and one of them is really large and likes to break down the fence. So we keep wood in the garage because he keeps breaking the boards, and we end up having these longer pieces, and we got to chop them up and stuff every time he does it. He's knocked out like 6 in the last 2 months or something. So you want to, so a lot of people are doing things, and especially when you get to like spring and you're going to end up with, mulches and soils and things like that. A lot of people are doing more of that. It really, COVID was huge for big box stores to be able to sell that stuff, but you're not necessarily going to use it all right away. You need places to store it properly, and it does have more weight and things to it, so you want more organization, the more you do. So I know some people are going to end up, even going like, it's become a really big thing for having your like garage super organized. But to do that, you need the shelving, you need the, things to hang stuff on. Everything's got to be there. And you guys are, that's like a whole package for you. And it's kind of like, okay, well, how far do you need to go with your garage? Right.
Yeah, absolutely. So our garage gurus, we call them almost garage designers because they're going in there and they're helping you understand what are your garage goals and then realizing them through that 3D visualizer. They're showing you what's possible. We have slat wall, shelving units, closed door cabinets that have soft close hinges that lock. We have drop zones. So it's like an outdoor mudroom. We've got workbenches, and we're constantly innovating. Our engineering team here is constantly developing new products. We're about to have drawers that slide out from underneath of these workbenches, and we have an InstaVac. So it's a 30 to 40 foot vacuum, depending on the size you buy, that retracts out of a tube on the wall. It's completely put away, 5 times as strong as a normal vacuum. I mean, you can clean anything anywhere, and then when you're done, cap the end, and it just retracts right away. And I mean, we've got everything you need.
Man, yeah, it sounds like it. Okay, so let's get to the really important question, though. What does this kind of an opportunity cost? What's the investment to become a Hello Garage franchisee? Because, franchises vary. This one, like I said, there's a hell of an opportunity, but what's it cost to get into it?
So this is the real fun part, because what we like to say is that we are the anti-franchise. Sure, we're franchising, but we're not in it for the reasons that most franchisors are. They like to make their money off royalties. The better a business does, the more they make. That's not us. We have a 0% royalty. We don't charge royalties to be in the franchise. We do charge a 3% brand services fee. That's all we charge when it comes to the actual fees. Now, that 3% brand services fee gets you quite a bit. Not only does it pay for the training that happens, because there's no charge to you for any of that, it pays for a national appointment center that's based here in Omaha. It takes all the phone calls and it turns all those leads into appointments for you. And it also pays for an inside sales team that follows up on all your unsold jobs as well. So if you don't do well in the home, our account managers will go out there, no commission, no charge to you, and they'll do the follow-up on a cadence for, months and months. We've sold jobs that are 6, 7, 8 months old. So that's what your 3% brand services fee costs. Now, 0 royalty, 3% brand services, but what's it cost to get started? Well, I won't go into the pricing of, the actual box truck or the, grinder that you need. All of that's going to be a little bit variable, but what it does cost to buy a territory is $30,000. And every territory after that is only $10,000. That's all it is. Yeah. We're not in it to make money on selling territories. We're not in it to make money on royalties. The real honest truth is we, with the history that we have, we've done a really good job with supply chain, with growth, with warehousing, multi-sourcing, negotiating. We bring our prices down real low. but we could still take a little bit of a margin on the products we sell to you, and you can still make a nice profit when you're selling it to the customer. So much so, I'll tell you one more.
Proprietary systems and stuff, like say you got, coating materials and that you developed and things. So, I mean, that makes sense, but that's not bad either, because, if you've worked with those vendors and built those relationships and you've driven the cost down, and you're buying in bulk for the, franchise, for all the franchisees when you're doing it, so you get those cost, they're still getting a cost savings, and they're getting proven products, because you're also spending the time, like you mentioned, a couple of new products coming out. So you're spending the time and the money on R&D. So that helps too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we dropped those prices down quite a bit. We've even done research on competitors and other franchisors, as well as other contractor specific vendors. They can't touch our prices. They can't. We sell it to you at a cost of around 48 cents a square foot. The nearest competitor can only get down to 55 cents a square foot. And that's our cost to you after a markup. So you could imagine that there's plenty of opportunity out there to really build a profitable business in each market.
Well, I think also as a franchisor, there's a lot of opportunity, because as you keep adding successful franchisees and they're building, so that's a good model from your standpoint too, because you add more, they become successful. They're going to have to buy more of those products. And, you end up, for one, you might even be able to get the, prices down a little bit lower over time, just because the amount of purchasing you're going to be doing is just going to get higher and higher.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. There's a saying that we have around here is that we want to help our franchisees get their boat before we even think about getting our boat. So the more successful we can make each individual franchisee, the better off we all are over time.
So what would be, if you had to put a total number of, say, because I've talked to different franchises and stuff, and sometimes they'll include, you need so much operating cash for, a minimum period of time. What do you typically recommend? If you're talking to a franchisee, what do you want to see, or a potential franchisee, what do you want to see that they have as far as, runway? You're going to cover the franchise fee. You're going to need a box truck. You're going to need this equipment. Just like the roundabout number, not specifics, but it's like, what's the total? If you had to put a total price tag on it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. The item 19 has a good range in there, but the average between the two numbers that are in that document, about $150,000, will get you up off the ground and have you with enough money to start marketing and operating your business, and hopefully getting the sales in so you can start installing them.
Okay, so that's not too bad. I mean, compared to a lot of franchises, and you're looking at some significant sales growth. And if you're in the right market, for, that has got a lot of construction, like say, I'm in the Tennessee area. I know you got a couple of franchisees, new location opening up, and we've still got a construction boom going on. So you see a lot of people, there's tons of opportunity, and a lot of other markets are the same way. And of course, I say how it's not just about new houses. You've got a lot of houses have been there a long time that are cluttered. People want to make changes. There's been a trend too for like in the Middle Tennessee area, and Tennessee in general, and some of the surrounding states, there's a lot of brick homes, and they've been taking and remodeling those homes. So I can see where there's a lot of opportunity that they'll want to do their garages and things too, because they've been painting the brick, and really updating the house and the look, and the garage and stuff goes with that kind of thing.
Yeah, it sure does. We do old houses, new houses. We have partnerships with home builders in different markets. So we really help anybody who's trying to just, like I said, clear out their garage and turn that junk drawer into something usable. That's a lot of square footage there that's just sometimes not being used. We help everybody do it.
Yeah, it really, really is. So it sounds like you guys are doing a great job. This is a really good opportunity for people, if you want to be an owner operator, but you're not going to be installing the floors. You're going to hire a crew. Hello Garage is going to help you train that crew. They're going to train them. They're going to teach you how to really do the sales and stuff. I think this is an opportunity that people really should, take seriously and pursue. How would people get a hold of you, if they want to, inquire about this, see about getting a franchise, what it's going to take and everything, and get more, information?
Yeah, absolutely. They can go directly to hellogarage.com. And right on that main page is a banner, and it says franchise opportunities. It'll take you right to a page where you can learn a little bit more. You can even submit information that'll come directly to me. So I'm the director of franchise development. I'm the guy that you'll be speaking to if you happen to give us a phone call, which, by the way, you can reach us there as well, 402-627-8192. That'll ring directly to my cell phone. Either one of those options is going to be a fantastic way to learn a little bit more and get to talking about how you might bring a Hello Garage to your market.
Okay. Well, this has been another great episode. We've been talking garages. It's a huge opportunity. There's a lot of people that are starting to take that kind of thing more seriously as far as getting organized. Also, of course, you've got the coatings. People want to improve, the actual garage floors. So there's a lot of business to be had there. Really good opportunity. If you're thinking about getting into this kind of space, definitely contact Hello Garage. My name's Cash Miller. I'm the host of Emerging Brands, CEO of Titan Media Worx. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you on the next episode.